What it is, what it do. We are back. We have somebody very, very, very special in the building. He has made countless hits over the years. Some you know, some you might not know, but most of them you do know. He is a fixture in Atlanta culture. You can say that, right?
You can say that.
Yeah. Everybody knows him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you said that.
And he is one of the few people who is just a cool individual, man. And he's industry, but he's not industry. So we got to give it up for somebody who I'm very grateful for coming through today. He's going to put us up on some game. Give it up for the one and only Mr. Hanky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bolo!
Yeah, so we were kind of talking just now. We came in, you know what I'm saying? He got here a little late. It was a little car accident. I actually seen the accident. I drove by. Well, I didn't drive by. I slowed down.
You caught the beginning of it.
I caught the beginning. I seen it. I seen when it happened. The dude was still moving. There was other people that stopped too. I had to set up. Enough of that.
Respectfully.
Hanky, you know, you've been a fixture in music for so long, right? And not to say you're old.
Nah, I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
We've been doing this. We ain't new.
We've been doing this for a while. Can you kind of give people a little backstory of how you got started and who you started with from then to now?
When I got started in the industry, I started working on the College Park music. Shout out to them with Soulja Boy, Hurricane Chris, you know, Cadillac Boys was one of my first placements. Then we had a production group called The Package Store. We did a lot of dope records over there. And that's basically everything started for me. Also, I was a DJ too. You know what I'm saying? Like real DJs before the CDJs. I used to carry the records on the Technique 1200s where you used to have to go to the record store.
I used to be a crate carrier.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
I used to be a crate carrier for DJ Stickerbush. I only did it a few times, but that's the way I got in the parties for free. Carry the crates in, set up. I was the one who used to just stand by the DJ booth and do your thing. Then nice over, you carry the crate back. And
you know what I'm saying?
Get all the perks.
You know, the cool thing about it, man, you know, just that level of it gave me so much respect for the game because, you know, you had to carry the crates. You had to load all this stuff up in the car, truck, or whatever. There, you had to hook the amp up, and like there was no system in the club. You had to bring your own system too. So it was crazy, man. Just learning the game from that aspect. So that's where it starts for me. So when it came to this was a cakewalk. I ain't have to carry a whole bunch of equipment. You know, as time went on, we used to have to carry MPCs and Tritons and all that kind of stuff, and Phantoms and all that. You know, but now everything's on a laptop.
I do still collect a lot of gear, which you know it's called GAS, Gear Acquisition Syndrome. But I'm going to sell a lot of it because I don't really need it. But I will keep my MPs and all that good stuff. And I think I'm finna go for a machine probably this week. I might order it today.
Machines are dope. They dope.
I might try them out. You know, you make a lot of beats, and the past few years, you've made a few really big joints. Like, what was some of the bigger joints that you produced in the past couple of years?
We started with a California record with Colonel Loud, Rico Bruno, and homie Young Dolph, Lil Duval. We had then I had the record with Luke Nasty, On the Way. Then we did the remix with 2 Chainz. Then I had this crazy massive record called Living My Best Life with Lil Duval and Snoop and Ball Greasy, Smile Bitch. That went crazy. On the executive side, I put together Money Maker with 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne. Because the guy that sampled it, he sampled the school that I went to, Southern University. So that was the first time, you know, behind the scenes, putting a whole play together. That was crazy. And then a little bit after that, I did a song called Twerkulator with the City Girls. It's fair to say that was pretty big too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know,
huge,
after a while, you can't even really, you can't even keep up with the numbers no more. You just keep working. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I just did some stuff with Queen Naja. Love Is Blind, went pretty good. I'm forgetting something, but yeah,
See, every time you got the hit makers in here, they forget because they have so many things. I can just tell you mine. You know what I'm saying?
Man, come on, man.
What DAW are you using when you produce?
Yeah, I'm doing mine on Pro Tools. And I'm gonna tell you why I did it on Pro Tools. Because I used to use MPC, Phantoms, Tritons, all kind of stuff. And when I would be playing, making the beat, as you know, you get used to that sound that you're hearing. And when it would come down to put it into the MPC and everything, and from there you gotta put it into the Pro Tools, and then the sound would sound, it wouldn't sound the same sound quality. The richness of the sounds, the drums, they hit as hard as I thought they would have, so the records weren't coming out like they could. So once I found out I could sequence in Pro Tools, the first record I really did like that in Pro Tools was California. And it came out so how I imagined it. I just stayed on that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My homeboy D.A.W is definitely a Pro Tools person. Shout out to D.A.W. His beats be coming out sounding crazy.
Right.
In Pro Tools. I'm more of a Logic guy.
Right.
Even I use MPs and stuff like that, and I use Logic Studio One, but I'm still a Logic guy.
There you go.
Very much a Logic guy.
I like Logic too. I made some stuff on Logic too, I ain't gonna lie. But my go-to is Pro Tools.
Who are some of your influences that got you to, producing the way you are right now?
Of course, Kanye, from the sampler side. I'll probably say like the twerk records. Of course, College Park. My time dealing with him, being around him and Yin Yang. Also, because I went to school in Louisiana, I was influenced by a lot of bounce music too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just understanding that side of it as a DJ, and just really reading the room, reading the people, man, reading the culture, see what's going on. The game, the people will tell you what they want. You know what I'm saying? You go put out one of them Nook of You Butt type records now 2022, they gonna look at you like you crazy.
Yeah.
But you put on some cool shit to make the women feel good, and they can smoke hookah too and look cute and do selfies and all that shit too, you gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Or a TikTok dance, you know what I'm saying? So, it's the culture. The culture is my influence now, but starting off, definitely those guys. Manny Fresh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
You can't forget about Manny.
Oh,
so my shit is really influenced by the South.
Could you please kind of give people, not that much game, but just a little glimpse, a little sauce on how you get your samples cleared without them coming back and busting you in the head?
I'm gonna give you something that they ain't gonna wanna hear this though. I don't just put the song out and see what it do. I hear that a lot of times. That's not how it's done. I actually record the record and we contact the people before we put the record out, and we start the negotiations from there. We don't make a marketing plan. We don't do anything until we have that sample cleared. It's really just that simple. Because once you put that record out, no matter what it does, whether it goes big or not, you have no negotiation power at that point. They'll let you run it up the flagpole. There's several records that y'all have heard of that are super popular, got millions of views, millions of streams, and the artists didn't make a dime because they didn't handle their business right.
And I know one time we was at a conference and I was there, and I know you even mentioned sometimes that a simple sample clearance could be basically a night at the club, the amount that you would spend at the night at the club.
Yeah. I think that's. I'm glad you brought that up. We have this whole culture of thinking, like, even when I tell people go get you an attorney, you know what I'm saying? Go call your attorney. Man, that's gonna cost too much money, man. But you got on Balenciaga, you got a $1 million chain on, so you say. So we're talking about, some of these samples, you may be paying about $2,500, maybe $5,000, but who knows? You can make millions if you just handle your business, pay the $4,000, $5,000, whatever they asking for. It's that simple. And then the money you make on shows and all this other stuff is really not that much money when you think about it, what you're getting in retrospect. If you make a hit record, that's a whole nother conversation. Because I think a lot of people think just because you sample a hit record that it's gonna be a hit record. I hear that all the time. They're like, oh, you ain't do nothing but all you did was sample Planet Rock. All you did was sample Frankie Pepper Face Wheel. But a lot of people have sampled huge records and never made a hit. So you still got to make a hit.
Now, have you had any issues in your life about a sample not being cleared?
Yes. There's like I said, we had, the City Girls Twerkulator sample got denied initially, but we just stayed at it and got it cleared. It was delayed tremendously, but we got it cleared. And a lot of times, like I said, we did everything right on our end. Just a lot of times, sometimes people, they don't want to clear it sometimes, but it got done.
With that being said, when you're getting a sample cleared or whatever, and you're dealing with publishing, do a lot of them want to take most of the record, or do a lot of them say, okay, cool, well, we could work something out, maybe I take 35% or something like that, or is most of them really just like coming attacking for the whole record?
So each situation is different, man. Like I said, it's like anything else. The earlier you get started on it, the better. And a lot of times, if it depends on like a lot of times people don't know, I'll actually play a lot of stuff over. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that cuts out a lot of the, then that point is an interpolation. So it's not taken directly from the master. So if y'all don't know what the master is, that's the actual recording, the actual master recording, okay? So if you're not taking from the master and you're playing some parts over, it's a little less percentage. Now, a lot of times people mess up is they don't understand this part of it is sampling is just not the beat. If you sample something, or even if the beat's not sampled and you use a melody from another song, that's considered a sample as well. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when I do sample, I tell the artist to let's not even incorporate anything from the original. Get that all the way out your head. You know what I'm saying? Because that's another, depending on how much of it you use, that's another maybe 20-30%. And even records like Living My Best Life, the intro, we go start this thing off right. Yeah. That's a sample. That came from DJ Jimmy. And then they came in, they wanted a percentage. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be aware of that. Now, sometimes people don't trip because this is rap. And technically, everybody uses everybody's stuff in our community. So you just don't want to be known as a person that's going around and suing everybody because they said back that ass up in the song. You know what I'm saying? Because if that's the case, Juvenile will own everybody's shit.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? But, you still got to do it within means, do it respectfully. And, 9 times out of 10, if you reach out to these people beforehand, especially if you're an independent artist, listen, if you're an independent artist, if you reach out to them, they're not going to hit you over the head because they know you don't have that much to go for. But if you just go ahead and put the song out and it goes crazy on YouTube and Spotify and all this other stuff, they're going to come ask for the world.
Of course, I think everybody should get admitted at least. But how do you feel about publishing deals right now? Do you think they are needed? Or do you think that anybody needs to sign up in a full pub deal right now?
Me personally, and as crazy as long as I've been doing it, I don't even have a pub deal. Never had one. And I was told, only get them if you need the money. You know what I'm saying? And because I looked at it like, I know people who are in pub deals and, the perception is that they're going to sign this deal and they're going to get in the studio with Beyonce and all these people. You know what I'm saying? And
it never happens.
It never happens. You know what I'm saying? It might happen every blue moon or something like that, but that's the perception. I'm gonna go sign with this company because they got Beyonce and they got Rihanna over here. And they'll tell you that, but in most cases, I don't think that they do it to lead you on or whatnot, but me personally, I don't think you need one unless you just need the money. Like if you just down and you need some money, you need a place to stay, by all means, take the money. Don't be crazy, but just know, what comes with it.
Records will add up.
Exactly, and really understand what it means. Because a lot of people still don't understand that a record deal, like if they give you $2 million, you got to make $2 million. If you spend $2 million, you owe that back before you get any of your money.
Yep.
So people don't understand. I think they got to understand really what that means, man. So me personally, I would do an admin deal. But a pub deal right now, nah. not for me.
With you and your placements, what were some of the things that you did to get to some of these artists?
Even when I was working with College Park Music, you know, we had Soulja Boy, Hurricane Chris, and VIC, and a lot of artists that were signed to the label. But that wasn't necessarily, I never looked at it like it was owed to me because I was with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understood, like, I had to go out there. It's you know, it's those 4 artists on our label, but it's 40 million of them walking around here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I understood, you know, the importance of relationships and being your own man. You still got to be, like you said, you your own man. You signed to them, but yeah, like, nigga, they at home with their kids and stuff. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Instead of calling them like, hey man, what we gonna do? Like, nigga, what you gonna do? I gave you a studio and the key. You better go make something work. You know what I'm saying? So that's always been my mentality, you know, just to go out there and get it because, you know, like I said, people got things going on in these publishing companies, these labels, they signing the new, you get a hot placement, a local record, they are coming at you with a deal. So you always got to remember, you know, you ain't the new thing over there all the time anymore, you know, so it's every day you got to like prove yourself.
Yeah, like,
even when you got a hot record, you know.
Definitely. Like, cause I know, you know, Duval, you know, he comes over here and records. You know what I'm saying? I met Duval through my homeboy, and you know, he's come over here, he's done some records, he's hopped on some records with my artists. You know, shout out to Lil Duval, he's really kind of like the hood A&R right now. You know what I'm saying? How did that record even come about? Like, how did that, cause I know he was doing the thing on Instagram first, and then next you know, boom.
That's exactly how it happened. My boy Bebe, who I met during the whole Hurricane Chris. See, everything is.
Which Bebe, the DJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, babe. Yeah, Bebe, the man.
Yeah.
Yes. Bebe, shout out to Bebe, man, out there in Dallas, man.
Yeah.
And in Shreveport.
Yeah.
Shreveport, yes.
So we did this record called All These Drugs for with Zero. We were dropping it on 420. I remember, and he was like, "Man, I want to get Duval to do the intro," and we linked up and did the intro, and he was doing that, the Smile Bitch on live.
Yeah.
And make a long story short, I was like, "Man, you need a beat for it." I played one. He was like, "Oh, that's cool." He went and did Smile Bitch for 4 minutes, flat, no verse, no nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn." And then he heard the other beat that is actually on. He was like, "Nah, this the one."
Yeah.
So he did Smile Bitch again for 4 minutes straight, nonstop. I was like, man, let me, you know, chop it up, put it in some kind of song format. And it went from being, you know, I thought it was just gonna be something he gonna use, you know, for a week or two or whatnot. And he hit me up, he's like, man, who should put on it? And I was like, you know, cause I know he cool with Tip. So I like, that was my first day. He's like, nah, man, we try somebody different, man. Somebody they ain't gonna expect. He's like, let's try Snoop. I'm like, okay, cool. We sent this to Snoop. Snoop sent it back, and Snoop had filled in the hook. Like, you got a lot to be smiled for.
Yeah.
He done filled in the whole shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, this like okay. I wasn't even looking at it like that.
Yeah.
And came back to another studio session. We back listening to that. I go to the restroom and he skipping, singing, I'm living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you niggas. I said, what is that? He said, oh man, this is how I feel. We put that into the song, and then Ball Egregious in this verse, and the rest was history. Man. Now keep in mind now, remember, we hadn't had no sample cleared or nothing.
And I remember they were just playing it on the radio. They literally, shout out, I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah, shout out to Ferrari Simmons and Fly Guy DC. I remember I was coming home and they just started playing the record.
Bro.
And then it jumped from like 94 to B, and it just started just going everywhere from there because he had posted online, and then it just blew up.
We was at Patchwork. He went live. I got a call from him, J-Tech at 1079 at the time. Greg Street damn near harassed me for the song. And this was crazy. DJ Fresh in Montgomery. There was no clean version to the song. They made their own clean version to the song. Some kind of way, I don't know. And my man Delonte Murphy over at Empire at the time.
Yeah.
Like Duval didn't want to make a clean version to this. He like, nah, just let it ride, just let it ride. I was like, nigga, we can't do that, man. Like, so they wanted to actually go in and instead of saying, I ain't going back and forth with you niggas, I ain't going back and forth with you hitters or something, to where it want to be a blank space. And he just didn't want to do it, man. So it just kind of rolled out. It was the rough mix. It wasn't mastered. There was no sample clearance or nothing. It was just out there, a hit just going.
Wow.
It went against everything that I just told y'all in this shit. But it was one of those things. It's like
you had to do it for the culture.
You know what I'm saying?
You had to put that out.
It's Duval and his fans. Like, I'm sitting up and seeing this shit in person. They reminded me of Soulja Boy, how crazy his following was online. And I was like, man, shit, send the record out. I don't know. You done created this frenzy.
Yeah.
You know, so we had to play catch up to that, man. So shout out to people at Empire. His whole legal team got it straight, man.
Yeah, and that's...
Because that could have ended disastrously.
Yes. Yeah, he told me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, what is one thing that you would tell your younger self, starting out producing, or it's like these young guys out here, what's something that you would tell these young producers out here right now to help them out to get to where you're at right now?
The main thing is, man, get off the internet, man. Go get, like, real legal advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was talking about this earlier, like, the way people have constructed how things are supposed to go based off of what they heard on the internet or somebody told them is, like, totally backwards.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they got people managing them that don't know anything about accounts, don't know anything about being in systems with labels. Like, it's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? So they have these crazy business practices to where, you know, they think the manager is supposed to get 10% of everybody's money on the record just because he's your manager.
Yeah.
But he heard this online, somebody else told him, or his cousin. I mean, it's just so crazy, man. So I that's what I did, and I'm glad I did it. Sat down with several attorneys, and I got to my attorney, and you know, get that understanding on how it really works, not how you think it works or somebody else told you how it works. And you'll make a lot of money and save a lot of stress, save a lot of money.
You got it from the horse's mouth. I ain't got to say it now. But you got it from the horse's mouth.
I think you've been saying the same thing.
I've been saying it for a minute, but nobody don't listen.
They don't listen to you.
They don't listen to me. I ain't selling no records.
You ain't just sold 1 million records, back to back.
Yeah, I ain't.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's all good. But, man, shout out to, Mr. Hanky for coming through. And we're going to do a beat breakdown of a beat that he created. You might know this beat. I don't know if the tube is going to go ahead and shut me down for the for the samples in the beat, but we're going to try it anyway. So we're going to do a quick overview of what he did for the Twerkulator beat, and we're going to go ahead. He's going to go ahead and show you some of the stuff that he did, some of the elements in there. And hey, tube, don't get me. So let's go ahead and break that thing down real quick.
I started with a Planet Rock sample, and I broke down all the sounds in that individually. I think YouTube will shut us down if I start playing that. So I'm gonna start with the drums first.
Y'all know the Planet Rock sample.
Y'all know it. We'll get to that later on. All right. So I use this kick. All right. So I got that going the way I wanted it. So real simple. And the key a lot of times to a lot of this stuff is simplicity. I got an old school snare drum that I took from Planet Rock, sampled it back through, made it my own. Kept it real simple. And so we don't get shut down by YouTube, I'm gonna play some original stuff I had to it. A different melody so we don't get All right.
Ooh. And then that's definitely that breakdown there.
Yeah.
That right there.
We'll definitely get shut down for that. Not trying to get your channel shut down. Cause I'll play it from the top. Oh, can't play that part. Hold on. Take out the lyrics. You gotta cut that part out. Hold on. All right, from the top again.
That's crazy. We got the beat right here, baby. Remix on the way.
Yeah. So I use a different melody.
And see, this is the thing I don't know. Like, you know, everybody thinks of Twerkulator, percolator, but he did not even use. Did you even use a percolator sample in it?
Nah. The only part that is the percolator is the part from the melody.
Yeah.
It's time for the percolator. It's time for the twerkulator.
And that's it. And he
That's it.
used Planet Rock for the
that's
Twerkulator.
That was it. That was it.
And just like that.
That's simple, man.
Come on, Tube. Do me right this time.
Leave us up. We just breaking it down. That's it.
That's all we doing.
And it's not even the same sample. It's a similar, but not the same.
It's not the same thing. Come on, Tube. Look out for us. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to let the kids know what's going on out
We just educating. That's it. That's it. We ain't trying to make no money off of it. Just, you know.
That's all.
That's it.
But hey, I appreciate the world famous Mr. Hanky for coming by to my generous little spot here.
And he got to come to I got my own podcast too, so you got to be on mine.
Oh, you know, most definitely.
Yes, sir. You got to come out to the
Most
house.
definitely. What's it called?
It's called, my podcast called The Cook Up with Mr. Hanky, and we're gonna do the same thing, man. But we're gonna actually be in my kitchen talking about whatever we talk about. And we have vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I need to know. We'll catch you on the next series, on the next Producer Spotlight series.